have Ken Eyring. Hope I get that name right. Eyring, thank you. All right, last call on cards. And then once we're done here, I'm not accepting any more cards because we got to keep this moving tonight. So last call, if anyone wants to speak and hasn't filled out a card. Yep, and there's some right at the edge there. People looking for cards. This is, all those have been filled out. Okay, we'll make sure those come up here. Last call. Anyone else that wants to speak that has not filled a card? Okay, I will close public input after we finish all these cards. All right, proceed, sir. Thank you.
All right, thank you for the opportunity to speak to you tonight. I want to mention that the Conservation Law Foundation, which is one of the partners of the Granite State Future Program, runs the new Great Bay Coalition, and that is pushing for the Great Bay wastewater plant, which will be implemented at an enormous cost. Okay, that falls under the auspices of the Water Sustainability Commission, whose final report will be incorporated into the Granite State Future Program. During a Water Sustainability Commission meeting recently, I believe it was July 19th, a comment was made that water and sewer rates were too cheap in the state. And at that point, a few of the commissioners alluded to the Great Bay Sewer Treatment Project and chuckled that the residents in those towns of that project would soon learn that water and sewer was not cheap. This is the callous attitude that is not acceptable when a town and its residents are being potentially bankrupt by unelected bureaucrats. The NHHFA is a partner in the Sustainable Communities Initiative Program. That's the New Hampshire Housing Finance Authority. They were awarded a $1 million grant for community challenge grants at the same time that the $3.5 million was awarded for the Granite State Future Program. The New Hampshire Community Grant Program provides for competitive matching grants for cities and towns to implement local regulations that foster sustainable community principles. These sustainable community principles limit the property rights of the people in the cities and towns that accept the grants. They push for regional equity, equitable housing, vehicle miles traveled, water management, sewer infrastructure, etc. The CPG program is administered by the New Hampshire Housing Finance Authority under a cooperative agreement with the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. Ken Ortman, as it was mentioned before, is vice chair of the New Hampshire Housing Finance Authority. Mr. Ortman has a conflict of interest as the vice chair of the NHHFA, and I believe that Mr. Ortman has a fiduciary responsibility to the NHHFA which supersedes his responsibility to the city of Rochester. Now, in the previous meeting that you discussed this program, which was a couple of months ago, everybody got up here, there was not one person that spoke in favor of this program. And at the end, Mr. Ortman got up here with a wave of his hand, dismissed everything that everybody said as they're misinformed. And a lot of the comments that he made were misleading and in some cases completely false. And if you were going to allow him to get up here and speak to you tonight, I urge you to let him to be challenged by the people in the audience that have knowledge of this program so that he can make an informed decision as to what is in the best interest of residents. Thank you.
I didn't see where you were from.
I'm from Windham, New Hampshire.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
GrokTV.